Alright, welcome back. We are playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and we had a very touching conversation with Sayori. We found out she's going through a lot of really bad depression. Um, we also had some nice moments with Natsuki making cupcakes, and now it's the day of the festival. So, um, things are going to get really good from here on out. And I mean that in an interesting way. You'll see. But things are gonna change fundamentally from here on out. So just letting you know ahead of time. Brace yourselves. Let's dive in. Day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Julx, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that has all the poems we're performing. But in the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and I submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You think that on days this important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remembered what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Haha, you should take a little responsibility for her, Julx. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Hey. Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Oh, I got chills. Ah, what is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Julx, what's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's has written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori, so well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself, Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. Run. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori, wake up, Demi. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayo, ah! Yeah. Yeah, she hung herself. Man. This is sort of, yeah, things are getting kind of weird. Man. Ugh. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? Oh, the music. It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can't be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be here. I would be there for her. I told her I knew what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to be what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. What did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her that what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now I can never take it back. Never. 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 The end. Whew. So that happened. I still get chills with all this stuff. Like it's harsh. It's a holy crap moment. It's I mean her whole depression thing is telegraphed throughout the whole game if you read into the poems and dialogue and how she interacts. But the first time I went through this, the suicide just completely blindsided me. At least to the point where she doesn't wake up and go to school with you. At that point, I was like, shit, this happened. But yeah. So now you'll notice that things are messed up. Sayori has been bugged out of the game, and this was pretty cool when my sister pointed that out to me. That's why she made me have this files on here. So first of all, you'll see that this little image here. Hang on. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can. Okay. No, hang on. Oh, Inception. Okay. It's gonna be kind of weird. It's gonna have double. But the first time I recorded this, I couldn't show it, but now I'm gonna be able to show this kind of stuff. So first off, this image pops up, and it's like, holy crap, what is that? It's a little image called Happy Thoughts that pops up. This right here. And another thing that is interesting is there's a little text file that is created called traceback, and you'll see little dice. So I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred. Running game code as game code stuff. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one making this so difficult. Well, here goes nothing. It's like, oh, wait, what's going on? So you get this lines of code here. So yeah. There you go. So yeah, that happens. It's interesting, isn't it? And these files, just so you know, they're not there when you start the game. They get created as you play. So if you don't have this, like, it's easy to lose them. I don't think this one has anything. No, this one doesn't have anything. It's just a log. At least I don't think. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing. So we're gonna keep an eye out on this. Let's see if I can make it a bit here so you can see. Yeah, there you go. So move this around a bit, and so it doesn't block. Okay. So keep an eye on this. Also, on the characters, you'll see that Monika and Natsuki and Yuri are there, but Sayori isn't, and she was at the beginning. So there's that. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting the way it goes about it. So with that said, we should probably go back in and see what's going on, because I mean, all the save files that I had, because I did make save files on the second run, just not that you could see, but I did have them. They're all gone. So at this point, the game is not gonna let me go back. So we're just gonna have to go back in. There you go. Things are not the same. So it's the same dialogue from the beginning, but now that girl was Sayori, but now she's not in the game, so the game's like freaking out. Yeah. So I'm just gonna skip through it, uh, unless it's new dialogue. It's because I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. But there you go. It's like trying to load Sayori's image. That still kind of freaks me out a bit. School isn't school any other day. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. Girls like anime? That is a lie. There are girls that like anime. Quite a few, actually. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably just be way too demanding for me to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Julx? Oh, Monica? Monica, oh my goodness. I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little. What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've been just looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Ah, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Sorry. I'd rather spend something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that, but it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Jokes, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? Ah, I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least, the very least, visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please. Well, guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Jules, you know that? It's nothing really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. I'm more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, generally used for third year's class activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom. I'm back! and I brought a guest with me. A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Julx. Oh, words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. Oh, so Yuri is vice president now instead of Sayori. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. Meet both of you. It's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Julx in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know, make cupcakes. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Julx? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Ah, I guess. Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Hey, that's not... You're insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime of mine, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Julx, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read this past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It'll say she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. So far, this is pretty similar. There's a few changes in the dialogue, but... Anyway, what about you, Yuri? That was Yuri saying, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? I love how this was foreshadowing, because this is in the original text too. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, I just. Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you should like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. What do you care? I think that's impressive. Why do you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Eh, well, I guess it's the same for Yuri. We'll sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I got an idea. How about this? Uh, uh. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Um, uh, mm, uh, I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. It's interesting because Yuri, on the first go around, she's always to herself, right? She doesn't even get herself involved with everybody else unless she has to. But here, because Sayori's gone and she's the vice president now, she seems to be a bit more assertive and a bit more uh, like direct. Like she's always been, granted, she's always been like very passionate, but she was also super shy and she would like stay in the back. But now she kind of has to step forward, so she's doing it. It's interesting. It gives the character a bit more depth, at least in how it's portrayed. Although at this point, I'm not sure if it's the case, like the character's supposed to be like that, or it's just an effect of the script being changed because Sayori's not there. It's interesting, regardless of circumstance at this point. Do you agree as well, Julx? Hold on, there's still a problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I've never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lost my train of thought. All three girls stared back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought. Huh. Huh? The girls exchanged glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Julx. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I am defenseless against these girls. Sorry. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls? Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Julx? Yeah, it could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Julx, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to help. Yeah, to give you a great time, okay? Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone, I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Julx, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress a class star, Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the clubroom and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a good poem tonight. Alright. We have unlocked a special poem. I would like to read it. A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. And there was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So the laughing was not part of the dream, it was that noise. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was, and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. Dun dun dun. Alright, well, we're back to making poems. We're gonna make it on the next episode, so come back for that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.